Yo, what's up YouTube? Coming here back with another Genshin Impact video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the new Spiral Abyss. It resets 3 days ago, and we've been grinding, testing a lot of different teams, trying to find some strats, etc. to give you the best tips possible. So yeah, in today's video, that's what we're going to do. I think it's one of the easiest Abyss we had in the last, like, I don't even remember like the previous rotations too much, but it is extremely easy. It's one of the only Abysses rotation where I've been able to use a bunch of different 4-star only team. So in today's video, I'm not going to show you all the teams, the 4-star teams that I've used, but I'll still give you the best teams possible. And I'll post another video tomorrow or in 2 days with only 4-star teams clears. I tested like 10 different teams. Almost all of them worked. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, let's get started with the Blessing of the Abyssal Moon. The current blessing, the blessing of this rotation is actually pretty decent and can work on a lot of characters. So the current active character's charge attack hits an opponent, said character's attack increases by 20% for 8 seconds. Max 4 stacks, each stack has an independent duration. So first thing first, it is a Chaska blessing, of course. So if you pull Chaska, it's probably going to make it much easier. And you will be able to maximize the blessing. But after that, almost any character in the game can do charge attack. So any character that scales with attack can benefit from this blessing, even if they don't do damage with their charge attack, because the blessing doesn't give directly charge attack damage, but attack percent. Any attack scaler that can do charge attacks can benefit from this, even if it's just 1 or 2 stacks. It is still 20% or 40% attack, which is definitely much better than the previous blessing where it was defense, at least for more characters. So yeah, that's a pretty good blessing. If you see that you're lacking damage a little bit, you can try by doing a few charge attacks here and there with your characters to get the attack buff in between your abilities, and it might help you gain a few more seconds. It's not crazy, but it's still decent and gives a bit of damage. Now, floor 11. I think floor 11 here is pretty straightforward. 11-3 first half, you have the new Wyob monster with the Geo Shield. So yeah, I mean, you get Geo damage bonus, you get Pyro damage bonus. You can do Geo cheap first half, and then any national team second half is going to work pretty well. I think, like, yeah, if you do Bennett Channeling second half, you can do Ningguang, you can do Ito, you can do Navia first half, like anything really. If you don't have Geo, Novi is gonna obliterate the first half. Anything works really first half. It's just like you need a Claymore at least to break the Geo shield if you can't bypass the first shield. And other than that, that's a pretty straightforward for 11. There's no defend the Monolith chamber on the first chamber, so no stress about that. It's just a timer. But yeah, if you bring Venti or Kazuha, can help a little bit for like the waves of enemies, because there's a bunch of them. But otherwise, pretty straightforward, pretty old monsters except this one. So kind of know how to work around them. I won't show you a clear of the floor 11. I think this time around it's like extremely straightforward. Try the teams I'm mentioning, and then it should be pretty easy. As usual, remember to level up your talents, level up your weapons and stuff like that. It's going to be up to floor 12 is like what matters the most. Even at floor, I mean, of course, at floor 12 it matters a lot as well. But like at floor 12s, if your build, at floor 12, if your builds are shit, you might struggle a little bit. If you don't have the right characters, you might struggle a little bit. But on floor 11, honestly, like if your talents are leveled up, if your characters and weapons are leveled up, whatever you use, even if your builds are mid, it's gonna work. Okay. Okay, so here at the start of chamber 1, as I said earlier, you go backwards here next to the wall. You start using your burst to set up your DPS so you don't waste time. And then you stay next to here next to the wall. The enemy shouldn't take too much time. It's the first chamber, they don't have too much HP. So boom. It moves a lot, but see, if you stay next to the wall, it kind of stays in place a little bit. It doesn't go too far. It doesn't go too far. So you gotta be careful not to break Traveler Burst from the Pyro attacks. And then boom. See, I killed the beast and I spawn right next to the next enemy. So you win like a few seconds. It's not crazy, but you win a few seconds, right? So every second counts. And then, yeah, they're cooked. They are dead. 17 seconds clear. Not too bad. Now, second half, really straightforward as well. You start with these two guys, so really they don't really do anything. You just kill them quick. They're pretty squishy. So don't worry too much about them. And you should have a decent amount of time, honestly, at this point. So, yeah. Now, this boss, pretty similar to the local legends from before. You just jump to dodge some attacks. And then in the meantime, you use all your DPS. You can iframe the moves with your burst as well. Otherwise, you can just jump like that because you can plunge. Anyone can plunge this one, so it is not too hard to dodge the attacks. And then, yeah, just DPS. Any team can work here, honestly. Like, it's really not the hardest fight, I would say, of this Abyss. Chamber 2, similar to the first chamber, you can go here. I think sometimes the beast is just going to throw an attack at you, but otherwise it's just going to roll at you like that. You can iframe the first attack with your burst and then start setting up your abilities. Even if Hyper Bloom is not the best against this guy because he has Dendro Res, it should still be enough damage. Especially because second team can clear pretty fast. Usually, like, the second half is a little bit weaker. I would say, like, the boss isn't too difficult. And also with your Dendro characters, you can break the orb that this guy is spawning here. So, boom. And it makes you gain a little bit of time as well. So, it is not too bad. Take a bit of time, but it's not too bad. 45 seconds for the first guy. And then if you clear that chamber in 1:30, it should be pretty easy afterwards. And you spawn next to this guy as well. So, here you just spam everything. You see the AoE of the attacks. This beam here just keeps spamming, so gotta be careful. And then otherwise, pretty straightforward. The enemy just doesn't move, so the enemy just doesn't move. Just be careful with your Traveler Burst once again. Do not be destroyed by Pyro. And then GG. Got a bit faster, but a minute 21 for first half is pretty good. You basically just bring your bow character, shoot the wings when the boss goes up. Boom, boom, and then set up your abilities. Been like super fast, honestly. Basically 1 minute clear. Pretty insane. Pretty insane, actually. And after a while, it's gonna go back up, and then boom, you just bring down the wings again, and basically the boss doesn't do anything, right? So you can charge your burst if you have the time. Boom. 12-2 second. First half is a little bit tricky with the Dendro Beast, but otherwise, 12-3 is the hardest. So at the start, you see there's gonna be these two guys spawning, so you can go next to the wall as well, just like the last time. They're gonna spawn here. Boom. You can vape with Xingqiu here or any Hydro character, so it is pretty nice. Now you gotta be careful with their Pyro. Nice. You gotta make sure if you use Traveler here, for example, Dendro Traveler, you gotta make sure that you don't use your burst before they attack, because otherwise they're gonna break your burst. As you can see, they're moving a lot. They're moving a lot, so it's pretty annoying. But if you stay next to the wall, like, they're coming back to you anyways, so they're coming back to you anyways. So look, he left, but then he's coming back, so they're not gonna go too far from you. They're not gonna go too far from you. If you clear that first wave in 1 minute, it's fine, honestly. 1 minute, 1 minute 10 can be fine, because this guy here is pretty free, to be honest. So yeah, kill the crocodile and then easy clap. Kill the crocodile here and then beam. Pretty free. Now on the toolbar, you can overload when you do Bennett, Fischl, and then you do Chauvel's Burst. It will overload, so you can proc Chauvel's buff if you play this team. And then after that, if you play Bennett Xiangling, like, Xiangling can literally solo this guy with like an okay build. So yeah, Use a burst to iframe this attack where he drops like a lot of projectiles from the sky, because it deals a lot of damage and can be a little bit weird. Like the hitbox is weird, so it can be a bit tricky to like dodge. So feel free to use a burst to iframe it, and then yeah, Xiangling just destroys that guy. Xiangling just destroys that guy, like literally. It's actually insane. Not even close. Like we cleared that guy in like 1 minute. Actually crazy. And yeah, he's dead. So that's pretty much it for this Abyss, honestly. Like, I think it's one of the most straightforward Abyss. Pretty easy. Lots of teams work. I'll show you a 4-star only showcase with literally 10 different 4-star teams. I used Freeze, I used Taser, I used Hazo, I used Aggravate. Like, you can do so many combos, even if you don't have any 5 stars, which, like, no one doesn't have any 5-star, but, like, yeah. So now, in terms of all teams possible, like literally anything works. I'll show you my best picks, but you can do basically anything. Let me put myself here. Arlecchino team, second half is going to be good the whole run. Bennett, Yelan, if you need a bow. Oh yeah, no, sorry. If yeah, you probably want Yelan over Xingqiu in general, just to have a bow user, or Fischl for the Overload team, just to have a bow user. And then Alhaitham team can work. I'll show you some footage of Alhaitham like hitting the boss and bringing it down. Kachin can do it. Chiori can do it. Alhaitham Hyperbloom second half is gonna be super strong. It's gonna be super strong first half as well. Chaska is gonna be insane. Oron is gonna be insane in this Abyss, of course. They're bow users, and on top of that, the blessing is really good for Chaska, so they're gonna work very well. And Taser first half is insane. What else second half? Hutao works. Line can work. Just gotta be careful not to die. Hazel. I use Hazel, Bennett, Xiangling. It worked very good with Faruzan. Yoimiya should work pretty good second half as well. And then Hyperbloom in general also works decently well second half. Now, first half, Mono Geo can work as well, honestly. If you bring Goro, Mono Geo works very good second half as well. You're basically unkillable. So yeah, they don't have too much HP first chamber. Chamber 2, Goro brings it down. And third chamber, you're invincible. You could also do Navia with like double hydro, maybe not double hydro, but like Navia, Bennett, whatever bow user you have, and then Zhongli or something like that. So yeah, got a lot of options. Got a lot of options. Now, first half, same thing. A lot of things works. A lot of things work. Freeze team can work pretty good, honestly. Like you can freeze these guys. You can't really freeze these guys very well, but then you can melt, so you still deal pretty good damage. But yeah, Yaka team, Ganyu team, still decent. Ganyu can melt. Wanderer can be pretty good as well. He can also benefit pretty well from the... Wanderer can benefit very well from the blessing, by the way. After the current active character's charge attack hits an opponent, you gain 20% attack. You can do charge attack pretty fast with Wanderer, so it's a very good blessing for Wanderer. So Wanderer's pretty good in this one. First or second half, honestly. You just gotta be careful in the second half against the Tulpa, but yeah. Wanderer team pretty good. Cloran team pretty good. Mono Geo pretty good. Rational pretty good first half as well. National team can work very good. Mono Hydro is extremely good first half as well, with double Hydro and can do Kazuo Shiro or something like that, or even Hutao double Hydro. Novi Farina is gonna destroy it. Mwalani is gonna be pretty good. Yeah, anything works, honestly. Hyperbloom is good first half as well. So yeah, Hyperbloom with Alhaitham, or even F2P, as you could tell right before, with 4 stars only. Kinich is okay. Kinich is okay first half. Can be a bit tricky against the Dendro Beast, but other than that, Kinich is still good. Arlecchino can work first half as well, even with the Pyro dudes like Yelan. Xingqiu can vape pretty good, and Arlecchino is still going to deal decent damage. Overload first half is also not too bad. Freeze with Rosaria. Reverse melt Rosaria as well. I did that in my first star only clears, worked pretty good. Yato can work pretty good first half as well. International can work pretty good first half as well. Aggravate, either side can work with I tried Setos. I think I'll put the Setos clear in my 4-star only showcase. I didn't manage to clear the Tulpa with Setos. But I think if you swap like the second Electro with Cookie full EM or something like that, you could do some Hyper Blooms on top of it and deal pretty good damage. Still maybe not the best, but you can try Setos first half as well, honestly. I think it could work pretty good. And yeah, that's basically it, honestly. Oh, and Taser, of course. If I didn't say it, like Taser first half with Sucrose, Beidou, Fischl, Xingqiu is actually insane for this one. Once Auron drops, you can replace Fischl by Auron or Beidou by Auron, so it can work pretty good too. And yeah, Bloom should be good first half. I didn't try Bloom because I don't play too much, but Bloom shouldn't be too bad first half. And I think with this, that's pretty much it for this Abyss, honestly. Pretty much it for this Abyss. A lot of options, a lot of flexibility. Some teams work first half and second half almost as good. So yeah, Gaming second half can also plunge pretty good. So and deal good damage. So yeah. Very, very nice Abyss if you want to test a lot of different teams. And one of the easiest we had recently, honestly. One of the easiest we had recently. Chaskai releases in 2 days. I will be there. I will be testing her C0R1. I will be showcasing her in the Abyss. We'll make a guide. Same for Auron. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe, activate the notification, and feel free to stop by the stream on Wednesday. We'll do some viewer polls as well. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye. Wait, the camera doesn't show my ass anymore. Fuck. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Easy.